Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan very good morning. Alhamdulillah, selamat pagi, salam sejahtera kepada semua. Selamat pagi. Alhamdulillah, pertama kali kita dapatkan rasa syukur kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala kerana sekali lagi kita bertemu pada pagi ini untuk kelas bahasa Inggeris. Bahasa Inggeris. Agak menarik sebenarnya kelas kita pagi ini. Dan live classroom edidik seperti biasa bersiaran. InsyaAllah bahasa Inggeris ini kita akan bawa selama 1 jam kepada semua murid-murid di seluruh negara. Tapi sebelum kita mulakan kelas, suka kami ingatkan sebab kita masih dalam PKP, walaupun kita dalam PKPP, pemulihan. Jadi kita walaupun kita mungkin ada yang keluar nanti, tolong jaga kesihatan, jaga kebersihan, jaga jarak. Kita jaga kita. Hashtag kita jaga kita. Mudah-mudahan virus ataupun wabak COVID-19 akan dapat kita putuskan rantaiannya di negara kita. Jadi tanpa melengahkan masa, kita akan bersama dengan Cikgu Hazwan untuk kelas bahasa Inggeris pada pagi ini. Jadi kita persilakan Cikgu Hazwan.
Okey, terima kasih Ustaz D pada pagi ini. Let's start our session today by saying hi to everyone. So today we are going to have our session, which is ethos in collaboration with Edidik. So this is our live classroom. I will tell you our focus for today, which is the grammar. But we are not teaching grammar today. No worries, we are not teaching grammar today. We are just going to look deeper into one part of the PT3 paper. I know some of you think that there is no more PT3, so why we need to learn this? This is actually a skill that we need to learn, which is identifying errors in sentences. Okay, so before I move on, I just want to say, how are you? I just want to ask, how are you, everyone? So I hope that all of you are fine. I am Cikgu Hazwan. I am an English teacher from the district of Perak Tengah. You can find me at Hazwan HN on my Facebook or Hazwan_HN in my IG. You can just ask me questions there. You can add me and ask questions. You can just follow me. Okay. I'll be sharing materials from time to time, especially during this MCO period. So I do hope that everyone will enjoy this 1 hour session. Okay. So take some time to write on your YouTube chat or on your Facebook comments. Just say hi, what's your name, where are you from in the comments or chat, so that I can respond to some of your names there. I just want to know, where are you from? Okay, so hi, just want to know, where are you from, everyone? Okay, so we have Azhar, we have Sachin, okay, we have Zichin, Humaira, Shaiful, okay, we have Sadana on Facebook, Mardiha as well. So good morning and hi everyone. Okay, we have Sophia from Kuching, okay, wonderful. Hi Anis, okay, we have Najmi from Selangor. Okay, wonderful. Mubarak from Lenggong, Perak. Okay, good. So Rania from Kuching. Hi, Rania from Kuching. So we have a lot of students from all over Malaysia. We have from Perak, we have from Sarike, from Selangor, from Johor. Wonderful. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. So as for today's requirement, what we need is just your blank paper. Maybe you need some paper to write down notes, or okay, maybe you have your notebook to write something. You need your pen and pencil. And since we are doing this live classroom from your home, just in front of laptop or in front of your handphones, so you are allowed to eat and drink at the same time, as long as you don't create any mess in your house, or else your parents will be mad at you. Okay, so Hi teacher, we also have some teachers over here. Apa khabar cikgu-cikgu? So welcome to the class. As I mentioned earlier, this is not a grammar lesson class. We are doing this indirectly, meaning to say that we'll expose to you some techniques when answering questions in PT3, but at the same time, maybe you can do the same or apply the same techniques when answering rational clause question in SPM. So hopefully this first session, if you need some continuation, we'll continue the session in part 2 and part 3 like what we did with the SPM students. Okay, so let's wear your thinking helmet. Our fun riddle, we are going to start with fun riddle just to get us going. So write down your responses in comments and chat. So let's get ready. Make sure you wear your thinking helmet. And just respond to the question or the riddle that we are going to give to you. Okay, the riddle for today is, okay, Sir Isaac Newton discovered gravity when he saw a falling apple while thinking about the forces of nature. So this is what the people have been saying, that he saw a falling apple, so he discovered gravity. So the riddle or the question for you today, what is the center of gravity? Okay, I give you 1 minute or 2 minutes to think of the question. So the question is, what is the center of gravity? So respond uh, to your question, okay, to the question in your chat or comments, okay. I just want to see, let's just make our brain work before we get into the thing. Okay, I'm still waiting for your responses. If you have any response in the chat, you can just type in the chat. Anybody, you are free to just respond to this question. It's a very simple one. What is the center of gravity? It's a very tricky question, I guess. What is the center of the gravity? So the answer is the letter V, because in the middle of the word gravity, you have the letter V. Okay, so wonderful. Give yourself a big round of applause, because this is what the thing is. We just want to make everybody think before we can start the session. Okay, so let's move on. Today we are going to focus on error identification part in the PT3 paper. Okay, some of you might think that since the PT3 will not be, you are not going to take, or you're not going to sit for PT3 this year, but actually the components or the skill to identify errors in sentences is very important. Okay, so let's move on. So the objective of this session today is that at the end of this lesson, participants will be able to identify errors in sentences and choose a suitable word to replace the error. So that is what the PT3 question is all about. One part of the PT3 question is where you have to identify errors in sentences. Actually, the errors has been underlined or highlighted. What we need to do as candidate is to choose a suitable word to replace the error. Most of the students will say that, oh, ayat tu tak sedap, sir, so that's why it is wrong. So what to make it sedap? Okay, so what we need to do to make sure the sentence sounds correct, not only sounds correct but grammatically correct. Okay, so for those who are not familiar with error identification section of the PT3 question, Actually, it tests the usage of grammar items such as noun, verb, preposition, conjunction, articles, adverb, adverb of manner, demonstration pronoun, tenses, and subject-verb agreement. If we read through this, there are actually a lot that we need to learn. But throughout this 1 hour session, I'm not going to go deep into each and every grammatical items over here, but we are going to look at how to answer the question. Means that this 1 hour session is just to expose to you some skills in answering the question, to tackle the question, and to identify the errors and what word should replace the error. Okay. So, and for those who have not seen the question, so maybe you are here, you are a primary school student, maybe awak sekolah pelajar sekolah rendah, UPSR, but still this is very important exposure for you. We hope that we are not sure yet whether or not the same format will be maintained in the long run, but so far this is what the question will look like. Okay. So the question will be from question number 9 until 16. Okay, so there is a short essay given, short text given to you. Okay, and there are 8 errors underlined, 1 example given. So from the 1 example, you have another 8 errors in sentences that need to be corrected. And bear in mind that the errors mentioned here are only 1 word error. Okay, one word error. So since it's just 1 word error, I hope that throughout the session we'll just keep this in mind that this is just 1 word error. So the replacement should be in 1 word as well. So satu perkataan salah digantikan dengan satu perkataan yang betul. Okay. So let's recap first. What should we do when trying to answer this kind of question? Okay, there are a lot of questions. Okay, there are many type of questions, but what I want you to do today is to look at or to reflect or to maybe just remember what your teachers or maybe you as teacher, what should we do when trying to answer this kind of question? Okay, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, just want to see your response on this. Okay, what should we do when trying to answer this error identification question? Maybe 1 minute for you to respond to this. Okay, so can see that a few of you have answered the question. So this is what I suggested. Okay, this is what I suggest everybody to do. You can just follow these tips, or maybe you have other ways to answer this question. Okay, first thing first, you have to read the first sentence, not the first paragraph. I'm sorry. Okay, you have to read the first sentence, because in that error-free sentence, you have to identify the 2 T's. Okay, the type of text and also the tense. Okay, the type of text, whether it is a factual text or it's a narrative, it's a story. Okay, and then take a look at the tenses, whether it is in past tense or present tense. And after you have done that, read every sentence and identify the keyword. So I put an asterisk at the keyword there. So today we are going to look at how to identify the keyword. By referring to the keyword, use only 1 word to replace the error, and then write your answer. Remember, every question that has been developed by the Ministry of Education and also the examination syndicate, there must be some skills and technique that we need to acquire. We need to have to answer the question. There is no such thing as ayat sedap and that's going to be correct. There must be certain skills that we need to acquire, we need to learn, we need to practice in order to answer this kind of question. Okay, moving on. So what are keywords? So keywords are word or phrase that functions as reference when trying to answer the question. So we have 8 errors in the passage. So out of 8 errors, for each error, there must be 1 or 2 keywords that we need to look at as a reference for us when trying to answer the question. And nampak macam susah, but actually it's very easy thing to do if we have the skill in answering this kind of question. So keywords are word or phrase that function as reference. This important word there is reference when trying to answer the question. Okay, out of all phrases in the world, what is the most favorable phrase of all time? Ayat ataupun perkataan or maybe frasa yang paling disukai oleh everybody, oleh orang ramai. What do you think is the most favorable phrase of all time? Okay. Apa perkataan atau ayat yang digemari oleh semua orang? Okay. So, my response to this is the word I love you, or the phrase I love you. Everybody love I love you. Okay, you like this phrase very much, but if you realize, okay, this favorite phrase, I haven't seen anybody wrote this phrase incorrectly. The word I must be correct, the word love will be correctly spelled, and the word you is correctly spelled. So I can say that 99% of the people all around the world can write this phrase correctly. I love you. Yeah? I haven't seen anybody write I loving your. Okay, so actually we can make this as our master reference in grammar. Why master reference? Because we can just study this phrase and understand the subject verb agreement. We can understand singular and plural. We can understand noun and verb, okay, and so on and so forth. So this is actually our master reference for this session. Okay, so we can see some keywords actually when we are when we change 1 or 2 words over here. Okay, for example, the word I in I love you. I is special, okay. It is singular but takes plural verb, which has no S. Okay, you cannot say I love you. That's wrong. So I must be accompanied by verb that has no S, and you have you at the end. Okay, and love. Okay, when you have a singular noun in front, usually verb will have an S. But since I is special, you don't have S after love over here. Verb kata kerja, noun kata nama. Okay, so I love you. Now, let's take a look at this phrase. He love you. What is wrong with this phrase? Can anybody tell me what is wrong with this phrase? Maybe you have your own opinion. What is wrong with this phrase? Okay, apa masalah perkataan ni atau ayat ni atau frasa ni? What's wrong with this phrase? Okay, so let's take a look. What's wrong with this phrase actually? Okay, you have he, which is a singular noun, and he should be accompanied by verb with an S. Okay, some of you might use term like plural verbs and so on, but I just prefer to use a practical term so that everybody can remember. You have one person or singular person or single man, you must be accompanied by someone. So the someone is verb with S. Okay, so you have he should be accompanied by verb with S. Okay, so the answer should be he loves you. Okay, somebody is saying that, yeah, we need to have the capital H, correct, okay, at the same time, okay, but if we look at the verb, okay, the verb is actually in the wrong, falls in the wrong rules, okay, we need to have S after the verb because he is singular. So the answer must be he loves you. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at this phrase now. Just now we have I love you, he loves you, and now we have they loves you. What is wrong with this phrase? What is wrong with this phrase? Okay, so we have they, which is a plural noun, okay, and they as a plural noun, since they is already many, plural maksudnya ada banyak, so they already a lot of people, maybe more than one, okay, should be accompanied by verb without s. So the verb can stand alone in base form. Okay, remember that this is just a present tense, it's a simple sentence, okay. This is just a sample of phrase that we use as a reference, okay. They loves you, okay. The verb shouldn't have s at the end, okay. So it must be they love you, okay. Love meaning without s, okay. So if we look at this three phrases just now, we have I love you, he love you, and they loves you. One thing that we can one skill that we can acquire is to refer to look at the word before the error, and also look at the word after the error. Okay, for example, we have they loves you, so the error is loves, for example. So use the word before the error as your reference or as the keyword. Means that you know, okay, you have loves. The error is loves. And then before the word loves, you have they. So use they as a reference for you, as a keyword for you to respond to this error. Okay, so you now the correct answer is they love you, love without s, because they is plural. So most of the time when we ask question to students, or maybe when I myself ask question to my student will just say that I don't know why the answer is love. Okay, so in this session we just want you to know, okay, why you answer like such, not only saying that, oh, that sounds good, it sounds better. Okay, so just to take a look at why, the why question, just to answer the question why. Okay, and then the next part is not only use if we cannot find the error, or we cannot find use the word, the previous word as a reference, you can use the word after the error as reference. Okay, so for example, you have he love you. Okay, the error is he. So take a look at the word after the word he. The word he after the word he is love without s. So you can replace the word he with any plural noun. Okay, it can be they, it can be we, it can be you love you. That's quite odd, but it's grammatically correct, syntactically wrong. Okay, we love you, they love you, because you need to use plural noun for a verb without s. Or maybe some of you say singular verb. Okay, I don't want to use this confusing term, maybe some of you confused, so we just use a simple term, a singular noun, okay, one person, verb with s, plural noun, more than one person, verb without s. Okay, just to make sure that everybody is in the same boat with everyone. Okay, remember, we are not teaching grammar now, we are just teaching you skill to identify errors in sentences. Okay, so we're already halfway through. Let's take a break for a while. Let's wear your thinking helmet again. And respond to this question. What kind of room that has no doors or windows? Okay, what kind of room has no door or windows? Bilik apa yang tiada uh, pintu dan tingkap? What kind of room that has no doors or windows? Write your response in the comments or chat below. Okay, I can see that somebody is asking about what standard is it. Okay, so this is actually the session is meant for PT3 students, but if you can apply the same technique for primary school students, okay, it's going to be good approach because we are teaching grammar to students without not in isolation. So we give them task and then they will discover the grammar at the same time. So that's the purpose of this session, whereby students can read at the same time discover, oh, this is some of the grammatical items that I need to master. Okay, so this is just like a deductive approach whereby we expose the students to task first and then they will respond to it. Okay, cool. I'm still waiting for the responses of the answer. Okay, so the answer is mushroom. Wonderful. Give yourself a big round of applause. Okay, mushroom is the only room that has no doors or windows. As far as I'm concerned, there's no doors or windows. Unless you can show me mushroom with doors and windows. I'm not going to take the seven dwarf house as the mushroom that has windows and doors. Okay, so let's move on. For this activity, for this next session, for this next task, we are going to look into uh, applying the technique when answering the question. We have to refer to the word before the error, refer to the word after the error. Okay. So, are you ready? Okay, I hope all of you are ready because we are going to do this together. Okay, let's start. So the first in this sentence, you can find one error. I highlighted the error, I underlined the error, I mark it as red as an error. Okay, so take a look at this sentence. Gatherings can provide a chance for the family to get together while having fun and talk to each other. Okay, so what do you think the error? Now you can see the error. Use this technique just now. Refer to the word before it, before the error, and then try to respond to the question. Okay, what word can replace the underline or the one that highlighted in red? Okay. So the one highlighted in red is provide. So I hope that we can use the same technique. Take a look at the word before it, which is can. Okay, the word before provides is can. And then, so what is can? Okay, the next question is what is can? Can is a modal verb. So if for those who have not been exposed to this, just want to tell you that can is a modal verb. You have can, could, will, would, uh, shall, and should. Okay, so you have 6 modal verb there. And after a modal verb, the modal verb must be followed by verb in base form. Okay, so remember that when you have a modal verb, can, could, shall, should, will, and would, okay, the verb must be in base form. Okay, so the answer is provide. So gatherings can provide a chance for the family to get together while having fun and talk to each other. So in every sentence, okay, in every sentence there will be this keyword. Okay, so you can look at the keyword and then justify your answer. Okay, wonderful. Okay, some of you are giving answers like give, okay, but when it comes to a PT3 question, try to avoid changing the word if you can, if you just can change the spelling. For example, even though give if is also a good answer, but provide is the most accurate one because you don't have to change the whole word for this kind of question. Okay. Okay, gathering is plural, therefore provide do not need s. Okay, good, but we have the modal verb over there. Okay, respond is because we have the modal verb. Good. Next, this is an greatest way to promote Malaysia to the world. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is an greatest way to promote Malaysia to the world. What do you think the response is? Okay, the arrow is underlined there, highlighted there. You can see that the word is the arrow is highlighted there, over there, you can see. Okay. So what do you think the answer is? Okay, refer to the word after the word and. Okay, you have greatest. What is greatest? Greatest is adjectives. Okay, and greatest is actually a superlative adjective. Okay, superlative adjective. Okay, good, good, good. So you cannot have a because it is a superlative adjective. And article the must come before superlative adjective. So if you can look at this sentence, greatest is a superlative adjective ataupun paling. So you cannot use a. You must have the. So the answer must be the. Okay. So this is some of the technique. Okay, this is just one or two techniques that we can acquire. We can learn when trying to answer this kind of question, especially in PT3 examination. So if the same type of question still exists in the next PT3 next year and so on, so this is a great way to, or great skill for all of you to acquire when you try to attempt or when you try to answer this question. Okay, so so even though we are just using some small arrow to answer the questions, you can see that actually we have learned three grammatical items or three grammar items. Okay, we learn today that modal verb must be accompanied by verb in base form. So indirectly, you have learned something by just trying to answer the question. So you know that modal verb can, could, shall, should, will, and would must be accompanied or should be accompanied by verb in base form. Meanwhile, for singular noun, it must be accompanied by verb. The verb must be in plural form, verb plus s. For plural noun, where the noun has more than one, okay, the verb must not be with s. Do not have s at the end. Okay, so while we are doing activities, while we are doing some practices, we can learn at the same time. So we are not doing grammar in isolation today. We're just exposed to you the question and try to figure out what kind of grammatical items that we can learn today. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's move on. Next is we are going to look at the practice, at the question. Okay. So let's do this together. The Taj Mahal of India is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Okay. In 17th century, this mausoleum was built using white marble, and more than 20,000 artists, masons, and stone carvers takes part in the construction of the Taj Mahal. Its construction begins in 1632 and ended in 1648. So I've given to you this short paragraph, and in this short paragraph, I've highlighted 3 errors. Okay, so you can take a look, maybe in 1 or 2 minutes, try to figure out, okay, what to be changed. Okay, the errors are there, highlighted already. So what you need to do now is to respond, to write in your comments or chat below. What are words that can replace the errors? Okay, what word can replace the error? Okay, good, good. I can see good answer from Ame Farhan, from Shah Mizuki, Evelyn Ng, Ame Farhan. Okay, wonderful. Okay, we have a lot of good answers. I know all of you are good students. Okay. Okay, so we are back. Okay, so good. Just changing my camera just now. I hope that it functions now because it was stuck right just now. Okay, so let's take a look. The answer. Let's take a look at the first sentence. Remember when we read this. Remember to read the first sentence, the error-free part, because in the error-free part you have the type and tense. So the Taj Mahal of India is one of the 7 wonders of the world. So identify the type and tense over here. Okay, jenis apa? Tenses dia apa? Past tense or present tense? Okay. So the type for this is actually a factual one. You can see it is just a fact. Taj Mahal of India is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is a fact. You cannot change this. Okay. So remember, usually when it is factual, the tenses will be in present tense. Okay. But when we look at this next sentence, in 17th century, this mausoleum was built using white marble, and more than 20,000 artists, masons, and stone carvers takes part in the construction of the Taj Mahal. So straight away, we know that this is supposed to be in past tense. Okay. So now, without looking at the word before and looking at the word after, we already know that the verb in this paragraph should be written in past tense. Okay. Good, cool. Can see that. Ame Farhan, good answer. Okay, past tense. So take a look. Look at the first error. You have built. Before built is the word was. So you know this is past tense. Okay. Before the word takes, you have stone carvers. A noun, stone carvers. Okay. And then you have, before the word begins, you have construction. And also, if you refer to the word after that, you have ended. So ended is also a verb, and it is already written in past tense form. So remember that this is a factual question, a factual text. It is written in past tense form. And if you look at the verbs, you have all verbs are written in present tense except for ended, which is not underlined. So ended is correct. Okay. So what we can say is that the answer must be built, changed to built, not builded. Okay, not Bob the Builder. Only one word answer. Takes, changed to took. Begins, changed to began. Okay, so build with a D, changed to built. Takes, changed to took. Begins, changed to began. Okay, so wonderful. Good job, everyone. Good job. Give yourself a big round of applause. Okay, wonderful. So that's just one part, one question. Okay. Okay. So we have done this together. Okay. And remember, when you are answering this question, when you are trying to answer this question, you should read until the end of the sentence. Okay, do not stop at the error. Do not stop at the error, because there might be some answers or some keywords in the whole sentence. For example, if we look at this sentence, the final sentence, it construction begins in 1632 and ended in 1648. If you stop reading the sentence at the word begins, okay, if you stop reading the sentence at the word begins and then refer to the word previously, you might not be able to answer the question, okay, because the keyword is after the word begins in 1632 and ended in 1648. So do not stop reading in the middle of the sentence. Try to finish up reading the whole sentence, because the keyword must be there. Okay, the keyword will be there in the sentence. Okay, if you have question, okay, you can ask. Okay, if you have question, you want to ask question, you are free to ask question before we move to our final task. Okay, I give you maybe 5 minutes, 2-3 minutes. If you want to ask question, I will try to respond to it. Okay. Okay, yes, some of you say the was is the keyword and so on. Yes, we have a lot of keyword in the sentence. Okay, wonderful. Okay, I just want to let you know, when you read the sentence, okay, make sure you read until the end of the sentence. Do not stop at the error. Okay, for example, if in this sentence, if you stop at begins, you might not be able to answer the question because the keyword appears later in the sentence. Okay, good, wonderful. Okay, so if you have question, you may ask, no problem. Okay, before we move to the final part of this session. Okay, so we have done this. This is just one activity. Okay, hopefully if you enjoy the session, we are going to do in the next session, we're going to do the exercise together. Okay, and then explain to you one by one why the answer is like that. Okay, so it's time for pop quiz. Why is it important to read the first error-free sentence? Okay, in the whole paragraph, you're going to see error-free sentence. So why is it important? Maknanya tak ada kesalahan ke ayat tu. So why is it important to read that particular error-free sentence? Okay. So it's either A, B, or C. There's no D. So wonderful. Can see some questions over here. Some answers over here. Okay, Shaza, Mizuki, Lysin Lee, Kevin Lim, Sandra, Ami Farhan, Azhar. Okay, Ami Farhan. Okay, wonderful answer. Okay, good. Okay, so why is it important to read uh, the the first error-free sentence? Okay, so the answer is, okay, some of you say identify tenses only, some of you say identify types only, and some of you answer type and tenses. So the answer is actually both. When we read the first error-free sentence, we will be able to identify the type and tenses. Okay. So, and usually in PT3 questions, the first error-free usually has the past and present tense, but we need to just be ready with other tenses, past participle, present, future tense, and so on. And identify type, usually we only have factual and narrative, or factual, karangan bentuk fakta. Usually the tenses will be in present tense form. Okay. Meanwhile, if the factual also is talking about past event, like what we have just now. Okay, we have a story about a Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is a fact. It is something that exists now. But we are talking about the process of building the Taj Mahal. So that is actually a past tense event. Okay, a past event. So must be in past tense. So jangan confusion kepala. We just need to practice, read everything. Okay, do not leave any word from the text so that you know what error, what type of text and the tenses. Okay, good. And one more thing, the difference between this section and also reading comprehension. Okay, for this section, you just need to read. Even though you do not understand the whole story, you still can answer the question because we are looking at the grammatical item, not your understanding about the text. If we are looking at the understanding of the text, the question is in the reading comprehension. But for the error identification part, we just want to test your grammatical skill. Okay, even though for example, if you read and suddenly talking about a dinosaur and you do not understand anything, it's fine, because what is important is that you understand the grammatical items, not understanding the whole story. Okay, so wonderful. We have a lot of answers. If you have questions, please ask questions. Okay, because we are moving to our final part. Okay, so in short, just read the text carefully, read the whole text carefully, identify the type and tenses, choose the answer wisely, write the answer, and remember, for the purpose of this question, okay, soalan PT3 ini, the answer must be in one word only. You cannot put more than one word. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the objective of our lesson today, identifying errors in sentences, done, choose a suitable word to replace the error, done. Okay, because we identify errors is there. We just need to identify the keyword in the sentences, choose a suitable word to replace the error. Okay, by knowing the keywords, next we can choose a suitable word to replace the error. Okay. Okay, good, good. Next, we are going to towards the end of our session. So let's play a Kahoot. Okay, if you are already, if you are using multiple gadgets, if you have laptop and phones in hand, go to Kahoot, play kahoot.it. Okay, and then let's play this game live. Okay, are you ready? If you are ready, let's go to Kahoot. Okay. Kita akan masuk Kahoot so that we can try to answer 8 questions in Kahoot. Okay, so I will go to Kahoot now. Okay, for those who are already in Kahoot, you can just key in the game pin 397846. Ya, ada Kahoot di situ. We can see the admin has shared you the link to Kahoot. If you cannot show it, you can just if you cannot click the link, just go to kahoot.it, okay, and enter the game pin. Okay. I'm waiting for the players. Please get into the game. You can play the Kahoot together. If you're using your other gadgets, you can just get into Kahoot and try to play together, because we're going to play this live. If we have 1 or 2 players, then we can start the game together. Okay. Let's try to use this one, the new one, the new pin 5949485. Okay, just try this one, this game pin, if you can. Okay, good. We have a few people now entering. Okay, let's try the new game pin 5949485. I can see some people entering. That's good. Okay. So let's start the game. For those who cannot join, you can just respond to it on YouTube or on Facebook. Okay. So the first question is, he will going to the school with me. Okay, the answer is go, because if you can see the word will, okay, and then after before the word going is will. So after will is also another modal verb. So after will must be word in base form. Will go to school with me. Okay, moving on. Okay, we have fearless boa. Next. Zalika can went to the Taiping Zoo with City. Okay, good. So you can see the before the word when, You have can, which is another modal verb. Okay, so after the word when, after the word can, the verb must be in root word. Okay, moving on to the next question. Okay. He kicked the ball and scores a goal. Wonderful. You have the word kicks as the answer because if you look, the word before kick is he. He is singular, so verb must have s. Okay. Next. Next question. We have 4 more questions to go. You are trying hard to answer this question. You are try hard to answer this question. That is the question. Okay, wonderful. Most of you answered trying. Okay, if you look before the word try is are, the linking verb are. So the verb must be in ing form, continuous form. So you are trying hard to answer this question. Thank you. Next. Next question. This awesomeness structure is a monument of love erected by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. Okay, so where is the answer? So wonderful. You have 10. You have the answer is awesome. Awesome is function as adjective. Awesomeness. After awesomeness is structure. Structure is a noun. So a word that describes noun is adjective. So awesome is the object adjective for the structure. Good. Okay. Wow. Wonderful. Taj Mahal stands as a testimonial of his intense adore for his Mumtaz Mahal. So we have testimoniograph, testimony, testimonies, testimonial, no error. Okay, good. The answer is testimony because that is the noun. Okay, a testimony of his intense adore for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Okay. Next. The last 2 questions. Taj Mahal means crown palace and it are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, wonderful. We have the answer is. Okay, because it's a factual sentence. Taj Mahal means crown palace and it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, there is an error, a spelling error there, world. Okay. Finally, we have our last question. Is also considered as the greatest scientific of the wealthiest Mughal Empire. Remember, we have a superlative adjective over here. Okay, good. The answer is great because we only have a before the word greatest. That means the adjective must not be in superlative adjective. Okay, so that's all. This is a podium for today. Okay, congratulations to all winners for today. Okay, we have our podium for today: Fearless Boa, Elated Quail, Guile Camel, and also some runners-up. Congratulations, everyone. Okay. So we are towards the end of our session today. If you have any suggestions, okay, feel free to write your names, your school, and some comments in the Google form below. If you are, you can click directly the link from the chat that has been sent by the admin. And also, you have, if you want to type on your own, you can just go to gg.gg/exit 100620. Okay, gg.gg/exit 100620. Okay, I guess that's all for today. Thank you for your participation. Okay, I can see wonderful people in this group, wonderful students, wonderful teachers are in this class today. Okay, thank you. If you have any question, you can find me at Hazwan HN Facebook or Hazwan_HN Instagram. You can email me hazwanhn@gmail.com or hazwanhn@edd.edu.my. So I guess that's all. Okay, terima kasih semua. Jumpa lagi. See you when I see you. Assalamualaikum and a very pleasant day. Okay, kita kembali kepada Ustaz D.
Okay, terima kasih. Very thanks to our presenter today, Cikgu Hazwan. Okay, satu sesi yang cukup menarik. Ramai respon daripada murid-murid kemarin, khusyuk mendengarnya. Jadi sekali lagi Didik Negeri Perak merakamkan terima kasih kepada Shah Hazwan. InsyaAllah kita akan ada banyak permintaan sebenarnya Sir. Jadi kita akan atur lagi lah sesi-sesi seterusnya hari ini. Dan terima kasih kepada yang menonton bersama-sama kami. Dan apa yang kita tonton tadi sebenarnya boleh dilihat semula di YouTube. Jadi jangan lupa untuk subscribe channel YouTube Edidik Malaysia. Dan banyak lagi perkongsian-perkongsian kita di sana. Jadi untuk itu kami sudahi dengan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.